The point is that there is no miracle in governance, right? And nobody promised miracle. But anybody who is a keen observer of what is going on in the country will agree that some major decisions have been taken. Unfortunately, for every decision that you take, just like taking medication, most medication can be so potent and yet they could have huge side effects. Now, to avoid them, you have to make a critical choice. A patient is so critically ill, but to get him back on his feet, you may have to take measures like surgery, right? And that means you will this patient, after administering some pain relief, you wheel the patient into the theater and you open him up or her up. Now, at the time of opening the patient up, his condition is going to deteriorate further. But the surgeon is certain that with time, he will not only recover, he will heal fully. Now, the thing I want to talk about is people hiding under what is, obviously not a secret, namely that there are challenges with regards to cost of living. Of course, there is no doubt, even the president acknowledges that, which is why there are various handouts, palliative, some intervention instruments, etc., etc. That is to acknowledge that the state should not just lament the unintended side effect. It should be seen to apply some pain reliefs while the recovery period is on. Now, there are people who have lost elections and who, by their comments and pronouncements, are behind the protests that people want to do. I am a believer in protests. I led several protests. It's arguable if any other living Nigerian can claim to lead as many protests as I did, to a point that President Obasanjo accused me of parading myself as alternate president, running a parallel government. But in all of that, while we cite and take over under the Nigerian Constitution when I'm taken to court, as many times as I was taken to court, the fact is that what we are demanding were things that are on the table, that are negotiable under the law. Where the Constitution gives you the right to associate, it does not give you the right to organize a protest for a regime change. If you play back my interview, whether on NTA, or channels, or television, or AIT, I did say then, we want to change the policy, not the policy maker. I am not that the power to change the policy maker rests with the electorate. So when people claim that because of the hardship, which everybody knows, they capitalize on that, take advantage and play up on people's sensitivities, and they are making demand that you can reduce to one thing, regime change. When you tell me you want to reclaim Nigeria, is Nigeria currently under foreign occupation? Is this president not in Nigeria? Is Southwest not part of Nigeria? You are reclaiming it from which foreign authority and for which Nigeria? I mean, you can see clearly what is behind that if you say you want to reclaim Nigeria. Who are you different from those who have been elected by the people of Nigeria? You want to put an end to this.
Actually, among other things, that brought about this emergency session. For my take, it is important to underscore the right of that protest, the right of Nigerians to dissipate their anger in a very civil manner, in a manner devoid of violence, in a manner devoid of religious divide, in a manner devoid of regional and partisan divide. It is important that the authority prepare in a good way, making sure those who are taking advantage of already suffering of Nigerians to go and perpetuate violence, it is their job, the security agency's job, to make sure that this thing doesn't happen.
Many will say that the major issue is the issue of fuel subsidy. Shouldn't it be revisited? Probably, bring back subsidy.
Well, in fact, my take on this particular matter was for the president to look at it. It is important to reflect on the government policies and see if, in his own opinion, the president, there should be a reversal. And once you make issue of the reversal, I'm sure the temperature gauge of the country will come down.
If you have negotiable issues, negotiate them. But nothing in the constitution allows you to even peacefully demand the regime change. You cannot peacefully do so. The constitution does not allow you to do that. And so my advice to those who are politically aggrieved, who are unable to overcome their defeat, is that they should wait for 2007 and use whatever advantage they think that will accrue and go for election. But to hard under the challenges that people are facing and to do the sort of thing that they want to do, let's not deceive ourselves. I don't sit on the fence. I have never, and I pray that my constitution will not deteriorate to a level that I will be afraid to see this as it is not possible for an amorphous group, not structured, no clear command structure, no basis for influence. They are not accountable to anyone, to say they are putting the whole country out of business for 10 whole days, peacefully. It's not possible to peacefully shut down the economy for 10 days. Therefore, my appeal to well-meaning youths and even elders, because talking about challenges, let's face it, our elderly people are even worse off. Because now they don't even have the energy for alternatives. Whether you call the pensioners in the urban areas or old farmers who can no longer farm in the rural areas. All of these people need support. And I think that all of the instruments that are being put in place is meant to target those people, which explains why some people have tried to take advantage of paucity of data to steal what is meant for this kind of people. And if you watch our conversation here, we are trying to ensure that those relief goes to the target. So my appeal to Nigerians is not that go and do peaceful protest. No, you cannot peacefully demand regime change. Nigerians have settled for democracy. And let nobody say he wants to reclaim Nigeria, because Nigeria is not under foreign occupation. President Tinubu is a Nigerian. There's no question about it. All of us are Nigerians. And we will stay here together, as Buhari was said. We will stay here together and salvage our country together. No escape route. I saw the young man who was talking blah, 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 blah. He's carrying iPhone 15. iPhone 15. I have a daughter who is a very senior doctor, a consultant, and a fellow in medicine. She's using iPhone 12. So a young man who is carrying iPhone 15 is telling me that he's hungry. There is hunger, no doubt, but not by these people who have this other agenda. And if you follow some of the videos they are circulating, it's basically carrying out political grievances. We will revisit 2023 election, not this country. The constitution does not allow anybody to peacefully demand regime change.